Hello, everyone. Our group consists of Scarlett Urdaneta, Juan Rosendo, Fabiola Leon, Hilary Sanchez, and myself, Kenlin Sam. We will be discussing gamification in education. I'll hand things over to my colleague, Juan Rosendo.
Is gamification. Gamification in education make learning more engaging and interactive using game-like elements. Students treat education as a fun game and activity participate. Gamification in education game simulation and the reward make learning enjoy and dynamic. Gamification integrating games elements points badge challenger instant no game context the box engagement example in university life. Example 1 course progress budget waitlist quiz more steam point was gamific increase motivation foster collaboration tracks progress.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain the pedagogical foundation that support gamification in second language acquisition. First, we have led Bukowski and is socio-constructivist theory. Bukowski stated that learning is a social process. When we use gamification, game proves and structured environments with the rules when students must interact, negotiate, and collaborate in English. This creates that Bukowski called the zone of proximal developments, where students help each other. They shall have level of language proficiency strong play. Second, we have David Ausubel and the meaningful learning theory. Ausubel arguments that for learning to be permanent and it it must be significant and connected to be learners' reality. Traditional grammar repetition can be boring and abstract. Whatever gamification transfers the language into active tool. By solving challenges, earning point or completing mission, student connect student connect English with positive emotion and practical actions. This activity this This active environment ensures that the linguistic competences are deeply and assimilate and not easily forgotten. In short, gamification is not just about having fun. It is a solid pedagogical approach that promotes the social interaction and the long-lasting learning. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Scarlett Urdaneta. Today I will talk about the theoretical foundation of gamification in education. Focuses on how the brain, motivation, and emotions works when students learn through games. Gamification is not only about playing, it is based on important theory that explain why students feel more motivated and learn better. First, I will explain the self-determination theory by Desi and Ryan. This theory says that students learn better when they feel motivated. There are two types of motivation. Interesting motivation when students learn because they enjoy it. Stressing motivation when students learn because they want rewards like points, levels, or models. Gamification uses both. For example, when a student earns points or move to a new level, they feel excited and want to continue learning. In my opinion, this is important because students don't feel forced. They feel interested and active in the class. Also, games help students feel capable because they complete challenges independent, because they make decisions, connect, because they interact with others. This makes learning more meaningful. Now I will talk about the affective filter hypothesis by Stephen Krashen. This theory explains that emotions affect learning. When students feel nervous, afraid, or stressed, they learn less. This is called a high affective filter. But when students feel relaxed and confident, they learn more easily. This is called a low affective filter. Gamification helps reduce fear and anxiety because students are not afraid of making mistakes. The class is more fun and dynamic. Learning feels like a game, not an obligation. For me, this is very important, especially in learning English, because many students feel afraid to speak. When they feel comfortable, the languages enters the brain more naturally. In conclusion, gamification has a strong theoretical foundation. The self-determination theory explains how motivation works, and the affective filter hypothesis explains how emotion influence learning. Together, they show that the game can help students feel motivated, relaxed, and more open to learning. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Fabiola Leon. Next, I will explain some advantages of gamification. Well, first, gamification offer enhance engagement and motivation. According to the science of Ryan and DC, games satisfies three basic human needs. First, autonomy, which is the freedom of choice, competence, which means active mastery, and relatedness, which is social connection. Additionally, authors Amari, Coivisto, and Sarsa state that these elements create positive psychological effects. This combination directly increases user participation and keeps students deeply engaged in their activities. Second, we have improved knowledge retention and learning outcomes. The science behind this shows that interactive challenge triggers the release of dopamine in the brain, which makes learning enjoyable. Author Cap explains that this progress significantly increases memory retention and practical application. In other words, when a student connects emotion and reward to education, they remember the information better and can use it in real life. And third, gamification allows real-time performance tracking on feedback. The science shows that elements like points, badges, and leaderboards provide an instant mirror on performance. Authors Wibach and Hunter insightfully note that this immediate feedback allows students to self-correct and improve their performance in real time. Instead of waiting for a final exam, students know their progress immediately and can fix their mistake of the poll. And well, that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, good afternoon. Today I'm going to talking about the practical application of gamification to reinforce linguistic competence. Gamification means taking the elements we love about games like competition, immediate feedback, and living up the applying them to languages classroom. In higher education, it's shift the focus from boring memorization to active real-world communication. To illustrate this, I propose a microdidactic activity for university students call them the Beetle pitch. Students work in pairs. They are digital creators who just discovered a bizarre, unblessed object, example, like a rod with a smile face. And their goal is to create in 60 seconds a TikTok or reel pitch to convince the class to buy it. Make their pitch, they must unlock and use specific languages power-ups. For example, they must use the persuasive and adjective, comparative structures, and the imperative mode. The teacher acts as the algorithm. If a student uses a target grammar structure correctly, they get 100 views or points. All the way through groups can steal 50 views from another team if they can spot and correct a grammatical mistake made by their competitors. At the end of the activities, the team with the most views wins the challenge. Through the Beetle pitch, grammar is no longer a checklist on a whiteboard. It comes to exact tool students need to win a game. Fixing linguistic competence through humor, creativity, and public speaking. Thank you so much.